Okay, this is Sean B. Bradley. I'm sitting here at John Hinder Honda, and I'm with my internet department, a couple of my people there, and I'm actually in at John Hinder Honda, I don't know, Jersey for quads. I bought 4 quads from these people, so if anybody's watching this and needs some quads, get hooked up by John Hinder Honda. All right, let's go into the training. What we're working on right now is training some new hires about the phone process. Now, what I'm going to kind of go over here is, you see this graph right here? I have this philosophy that I like to kind of discuss and show people. Do you see how it's a triangle, right? You take a look at this. If you see the triangle, this represents the way that an incorrect phone call happens. If you see the tippity top of the triangle right there, okay, that's what most people on the phones do to put strategy, thought, passion, intensity. That's only a little bit. And then they have to eke their way down the phone call. And by the time they get towards the end of the phone call, they forgot the asking their name, their phone number, all that stuff, and they got to try really hard. They got to try really hard to try to sell the appointment or the car deal right over there. This is the wrong, messed up way that the majority of car dealerships do their phone calls. Again, I love this graphic because this personifies the incorrect way or the incorrect feng shui of a internet or inbound phone call. Does that make sense? What happens, or even an outbound phone call, again, they don't have the strategy, they don't have the passion, they don't have that deal with synergy, ace of spades example that I showed yesterday. They don't have that, and they kind of eat their way through. Does this make sense? Okay, so now let's go through over here just really quick, and then I'm going to put the next slide on here, which energy is neither created or destroyed, it's repurposed. So if you look at this, I basically used that same triangle concept, but what's different from this triangle from the other one? It's flipped upside down. So my concept and my strategy is, let's put all the energy, the focus, the passion, in the beginning of the phone call. Again, all the energy, passion in the beginning of the phone call. Remember, you only have one shot to make a first impression. Begin with the end result in mind. Make sure that you have, all the right details right here, okay? Make sure you know that you have a 10-step system. Each step, folks, builds onto the next step. So again, each step builds onto the next step. Each step builds onto the next step. Each step builds onto the next step. Now, what do I mean by that? Okay, so step 1 is the greeting, right? So step 1 is the greeting. Step 2 is asking permission to speak. Step 3 is what? Stating the purpose of the call. Step 4 is pacing the conversation. Step 5 is asking the qualifying question. Step 6 is identifying expectations and implementing rebuttals. Step 7 is transition and validating. Step 8 is your value package proposition. Step 9 is your trial close, and step 10 is your close. So instead of just getting on a phone call and winging it, whether it's outbound or inbound, this is for an outbound phone call process right there. The inbound is almost identically the same. Okay, it's almost identically the same. The only difference on an inbound phone call is the intro, is the beginning. Okay? Now, if you go to the next slide, it says having the process is not enough. What I mean by that is that just because you got the Dealer Synergy award-winning phone process, you've got the Dealer Synergy award-winning inbound process, award-winning outbound process, that's not enough. All it is a monkey script if you don't have the strategy, the philosophy, and the addendums that are going to go with it. What do I mean by that? Is that you need to know the top 5 reasons why people are going online. Okay, and the responses. So you need to know all of the expectations, objections, and rebuttals. If you don't know the top 5 reasons why people are going online, all of the expectations, objections, and rebuttals, then the process is not going to work. My 10 steps are not going to work. My script's not going to work, because a big part of my script, a big part of my process is knowing the top 5 reasons why people are going online. Price, availability, convenience, I hate car salesmen, research, and the responses for each, not one response, but 5 to 7 responses for the top 5 reasons why people go on. That's 25 to 35 word tracks. If you don't know them, you're not going to be able to maximize. Now, again, it's price, availability, convenience. I hate car salesmen. Looking for a different way to do business and research. Now, you also need to know your value package proposition. Remember what I talked about yesterday, your value package proposition. What is different and better about your organization than anybody else? Again, what is different and better about your organization than anybody else? Again, what is different and better about you, your dealership, and what you could offer this prospect? You got to remember, folks, that the average internet prospect is searching 5 to 8 other dealerships, 5 to 8 other websites. They are looking. You're a single point Honda dealership here, John Hendler Honda. You got Lindsay Honda, you got Germain Honda, but that's not all you have. You've got Toyota, Nissan, Chevy, Ford, Volkswagen, Fiat, who cares? Smart cars. There's other fish in the ocean other than you. So you got to always be cognizant what is different and better about what you do than just that you sell Hondas. Now, if you put it all together, here's where it gets good. If you put it all together, meaning you are able to identify the prospect's expectations, wants, wishes, and needs. If you're able to meet their expectations, and if you're able to exceed their expectations, if you're able to accomplish those 3 things, ladies, you're going to be fierce. You're going to be fierce on the phones. You're going to rock those phones. Again, your goal, your mission should be to identify a prospect's wants, wishes, expectations. You need to meet them, and you need to exceed them. Now, here's how it fits in. This is great. How do you identify? This is a rhetorical question. How do you identify a prospect's wants, wishes, and expectations? You know how you do it? No, you do it by using the Dealer Synergy 10-step system. You use it by step 1 through 10. If you engage the Dealer Synergy phone process, steps 1 through 10, that will enable you to identify their wants, wishes, and expectations. How are you going to meet their expectations? By memorizing the top 5 reasons why people are going online and the 25 to 35 word tracks. That's how you're going to accomplish that mission. Okay, that's how you're going to identify their wants, wishes, expectations, is using the 10-step program. How are you going to meet their expectations? You're going to meet them by utilizing your word tracks, your objections, and your rebuttals. Now, how do you exceed them? Simple. By knowing and loving your unique value package proposition, how you could turn around and evangelize what is different and better about you as a person, your dealership or organization, and how you are different and better than any other choice that this prospect might come in contact with. Again, your mission, which you've chosen to accept, boom, right, is to identify, meet, and exceed. Ladies, loud. Identify, louder. Come on. Both you two. Identify, meet, and exceed. Come on, louder. Identify, meet, and exceed. I can't hear you. Identify, meet, and exceed. I want you in there as well. Identify, meet, and exceed. Identify, meet, and exceed. Identify, meet, and exceed. Identify, meet, and exceed. I am not even kidding you. That's what your mission is. Your mission is to identify a prospect's wants, wishes, expectations. Your job is to meet them, and your job is to exceed them. Any business professional needs to really exceed a customer or prospect's expectations. But remember, you have no shot in hell of exceeding something if you don't even know what it is. And remember, Dr. Covey said, seek first to understand and then to be understood. Seek first to understand and then to be understood. So now that you understand the philosophy, now when you make a phone call, you got to have a checklist. Am I identifying their wants, wishes, expectations? Have I met them? Now have I blown them away? Have I exceeded them? Have I met them and then gone above and beyond? If the answer is no, don't expect them to show up. I wouldn't. Your job is not to suck as less than your competitors. That's what unfortunately dealers do. Dealership strategy is just to suck less than their competitors. I don't want you just to exist. I want you to excel, exceed, and totally blow the competition away. Would you all agree with that? Mm-hmm. What's the strategy?
Identify, meet, and exceed.
What's the strategy?
Identify, meet, and exceed.
What is the strategy backwards?
Exceed, meet, and identify.
There you go. See, he's paying attention. All right, so that's the first part of this.